back at it. Let's get it. I was talking with a friend of mine, and we was talking about, stuff that's going on now with FBA. You got people from everywhere else getting upset because we are changing our name again, I guess. We're embracing our lineage, where we come from. We've been here for hundreds and more years. FBA, foundational Black American. We call ourselves black. We brown, you know what I'm saying? Some is the way darker brown than others. Some is lighter brown than others, but at the same time we're brown. But we accept that. We went from Afro-Americans, African-Americans, black, colored, this, that, and the third, you know what I'm saying? Negro, everything else. Foundational Black American, I'm not trying to step on nobody's nothing, but you can even add a little bit of emancipated. It was freedmen. I heard someone was even saying freedmen could even go to indentured or whatever. Somebody could slide in somehow, because everybody really want to be us in one capacity or the other. You know what I mean? But we were talking about different things with our families and stuff, and I was telling him about a family member of mine, something that little oral history, and got to looking up through through online and stuff just to see what we could find. Found quite a few things. My son sent me some. I'd have ran across a couple, but this right here, this is there's a couple good ones in there, but this one here is the one that hit closest to home, because this man here is named John Scurlock. Now, John Scurlock, he was killed by the Klan. He was lynched, but he was born around 1842. They believe 1842, but they got his death date December 28th, 1890. And they know exactly when he died. But this is my cousin technically, but it's more like a great cousin. This is my dad's cousin, who was like 80 something. His father was named John after this John Scurlock. But real quick, run it down a little bit. Say John Scurlock, known as Little John or L.J. Scurlock, from 1842 to December 28th, 1890. He was a Methodist minister, editor, and politician in Mississippi. I was gonna say United States. He was reported to be 7 feet tall, according to a history written during the nadir of American race relation era. Now, I had to look up what the hell is nadir, right? Nadir is the definition is a point at which something is at its lowest value or level. So I guess it was the lowest point in America, huh? Well, that little low point where they saying with the U.S. race relations, we say when it got bad, it's from Reconstruction era, was from 1877 to 1901. So what is that? 24 years of I guess hell. You know what I'm saying? There's a guy named James Lowen, and he wrote an article and saying the true nadir only begins and when the northern politicians stopped supporting southern black people around 1890, and said all the way through 1941, World War II. Is that following the financial panic of 1873, cotton prices went down. They bottomed out, and then that overlapped with the Gilded Age. I forgot what the Gilded Age, all that good stuff, and the Progressive Age, characterized by the nationwide sundown town phenomenon. So between those 24 years is when sundown towns was the thing. But we go through this type of shit, always have. Our people went through it. and some shit still going on in some places, you know. But just because we sitting there and said, you know, we're gonna gatekeep our lineage, we get teased from coming from shit like this. You know what I'm saying? Both sides of your family got this trauma and shit in the bloodline or whatever, or just the history. You know what I mean? And get teased from it by every race, every culture. These jokers want to be us so damn bad. We're witnessing right now what our parents, grandparents, in some cases great-grandparents witnessed. Shit all the way down, but in music, from jazz, rock and roll, you know what I'm saying? Shit, everything all the way up to hip-hop, rap. I heard someone speaking saying that it was whites, no, white. It was what they say, Puerto Ricans, Italians, some Jews. You know, we was there. They didn't say black while they was running all this shit down. Okay, well, I guess black people just was on the outskirts. You know what I'm saying? We came later when he started. But get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? But we were just talking about this stuff and just the FBA and things like that. But let me get back to it. To say the nature of American race relations. The Negro leader John Skurlock was killed one night in Coffeyville by unknown parties. It was supposed that the deed was committed by the Ku Klux Klan, and little effort was made to find the murderers, as the Negro was a very bad character. Well, I'm not sure why that part was even added in there. What was that needed for? However, he was often classified as a Reconstruction era murder victim. Records of the Methodist Church in the South seems to have Reverend L.J. Skurlock into the 1880s or possibly the 1890s. History published in 1895 states many who have been in attendance upon the session of the General Conference in recent years will remember the tall, courtly figure of a presiding elder from Mississippi, the Reverend L.J. Skurlock, a prominent worker on committees, thoughtful and dignified. He gained immediate attention whenever he obtained the floor in debate. For many years, he occupied the leading position among the people of his own state, and in the conference, he exercised a commanding yet gentle influence, and he had passed from the ranks of church militant to his place in the church triumphant. Yeah, that sounds great. But it did his brother pretty bad, you know. But before all that was able to happen, damn, I wasn't even in the mic, but before all that was able to happen, this guy, he did a lot for his brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying? I guess he had to rule with iron fist a little bit. I don't know how it goes, but at the same time, he did some shit for the brothers and sisters. So he was born in Mississippi about 1842. His parents were born in Virginia. I'm gonna have to come back to this. This brother, he did a lot, you know what I mean? And it just say here, now all of this was in 1870s. You know what I'm saying? It says Skurlock served as a book agent, assistant editor for the Christian Index newspaper. In 1875, he was the chair of the Yalobusha Republican Committee. He was a nominee for a sheriff. He represented Yalobusha County in the Republican State Convention. He sat at the seat of the Committee for Resolution. In 1776, he became a trustee at Tougaloo College, Tougaloo. In 1878, during the yellow fever epidemic, he served on the relief committee for plague-stricken towns in the region. Skurlock and his wife, M.E. Skurlock, were working as school teachers in Coffeyville in 1880. All this is in like northern Mississippi. It says quite a bit more. I mean, it's a lot over here. And it said that his parents come from Virginia. So this had to be like 1820s or something. His parents come out of Virginia. But this is what I was getting at a little bit ago. There's a couple brothers, a pair of brothers from DC on the East Coast, and I was wondering where that connection was until I saw where this parent was. But yeah, these brothers was deep. I'm gonna get on them next. But this guy, he did quite a bit. He was the chairman of the Republican Congressional Committee for the 4th District, where he was also nominated for presidential elector. As he came to Little Rock, Arkansas, to preacher of the year, and elected a trustee at the Livingstone College in North Carolina. That's another thing with the Carolinas. Yeah, he was nominated to be postmaster for Water Valley, all this Mississippi, Coffeeville, Water Valley. You know what I'm saying? You gotta say Charleston, shout out Charleston. You know, you can't shout out Charleston without hollering Blue Cane, with Pops in the Met. You know what I mean? What up, though? But yeah, it's pretty deep. I encourage brothers, sisters, y'all look into some of your history. Pull up your last name, because you might find some fun, good, interesting things. Some things that might make you feel better. A few things might make you feel a little pissed off, a little bad, a little bit. But you know what I'm saying? You got to think a lot of that shit was survival back in the day too. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot more to it. I'm not gonna read all of this, but yeah, FBA all day. FBA versus everybody. I'm trying to find somebody with find a woman with a good voice. I gotta, you know, try to get this hook. I think it might be all right. All in all, shout out to Reconstruction, you know what I'm saying? And shit, FBA all day. Check me out. Don't ask me.